92.7 Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl, Jada. Welcome back to the show. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had an amazing homecoming, reigniting the flame. For a recap, I had an amazing time at the homecoming pep rally kickoff. We had an amazing convocation. We also had our homecoming Iron Chef competition for our student athletes, and we had a big win from our ASU football team this past weekend versus Tuskegee University, where our football team now leads with the 5-0 in the SIAC conference. And speaking on football, we have two amazing guests who will be here in about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to be interviewing Mr. Isaiah Morrison, who is the captain for our ASU football team, and Mr. Abraham Clinkscales, who was the student of the month for ASU football. So as you know, we have some really exciting topics that we will be going over. You know, this month we are speaking on I Am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made here at Albany State University. So we are very excited to see what this week has in store for all of us. And for our segment today, we are going over hard work pays off. So enjoy it. You guys keep it locked in here on Real 92.7. Coming up next, we got some more Mariah the Scientist, and then we will go more in depth about our hard work pays off. So enjoy its segment. This is Real 92.7. It's your girl, Deja Lene, and don't switch that dial. Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It is your girl, Deja Lene. Happy Monday. The weather currently is 61 degrees. The highest today will be around 79. So you guys, make sure that you stay hydrated. Stay with that vitamin C, because this morning when I went out to do my practice, it was a bit on the chilly side, but I'm genuinely excited because I love fall. And speaking of that, we are hoping that all things will fall into place, especially when you are working hard, but know that your hard work will pay off and you can enjoy it while you're doing it, even when some days are not the easiest. Now, I realize there's one good thing for people to do. We should be happy to eat and drink, and we should enjoy the hard work that we do here on earth. That is what God wants us to do during the short time that He has given us on earth. And over these past few months, I've realized that it's such a blessing, it's such a passion to be able to show up to the gifts and the talents and the personality that God has placed in all of us, to be able to show up to the work that you truly love. Show up to a job where you're like, oh my gosh, this doesn't even feel like a job. Like, I literally love what I do. I love helping to advance not just myself, but other people, and to pouring into other people's cup and not just myself as well. So find contentment in each day. Find gratitude. Even if some days where you may feel like a failure, even if some days you don't know when your next blessing is going to come through, understand that the fact that you showed up, the fact that you're being content and staying disciplined in your work, it's going to pay off one day, and it may even be tomorrow. But also pursue a career that you love and that you can steward well. One thing that I've learned this past few weeks is to pay attention to the small details. Follow instructions, because through those small details, through those instructions, it will open doors and show you a bigger picture of what God has in store for you in the future. But you got to walk through it. I know sometimes, especially me, I want to take those shortcuts, or I'm like, is there another way to get to that other side of the blessing that I'm looking for? But no, sometimes you have to continue to show up and walk through those circumstances. And in those circumstances, it will also show what parts of your character need to be built upon. And the weaknesses and struggles that you may have, you can also allow God to uplift you in that, and allow your mentors, faculty, and staff help you embark on those little things that will help you be the light that we so need in this world. And to finish off, stay consistent even in those circumstances, even in those struggles, because again, pain is not going to last forever. The pain that you feel now will never ever compare to the amazing glory that Jesus has for all of us. So keep the faith, guys. And again, if you're here in college and you're still trying to maneuver and figure out what you're going to do next or what club or organization that you're going to join, make the move today. Don't wait for the perfect weather. Don't wait for the perfect time. Today is a good day to get started. Why wait for the weekend when you can start today? This is Real 92.7 with the morning inspiration. Hard work pays off, so enjoy it. And again, we have special guests coming on today. We have Mr. Abraham Clinkscales, Mr. Isaiah Morrison, and Jada Goodman, who are all student athletes here at Albany State University. So I'm super excited to get them on my show and how they're making an impact, not just on the field, but off the field. You guys keep it locked in with your girl, Deja Lene. This is Real 92.7. Coming up next, we got some more R&B for you ladies and gents. Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl, Deja Lene, and guys, we have made it to another Monday after an amazing weekend/week last week of our homecoming, Reigniting the Flame here at Albany State University. And when I tell you guys, that week was so successful. I'm speaking on like from Monday all the way up until yesterday where they had the campus cleanup. So let's do a little rundown. So a few weeks prior to homecoming, Albany State University did an amazing job with safety for our environment here to make sure everyone had a fun fellowship at homecoming, but also security. Security was top notch. I'm talking everything was superior, honestly. And when I tell you guys, the Wiley and Gibson building that they knocked down in 2 business days to make sure that everything looks splendid here on campus, Albany State University was playing no games. But we started off the week with our the event that I went to was the pep rally, and it was such a Ramley vibe. I felt like I was in the backyard of somebody's cookout. And with Royal Court, SGA, our faculty and staff out there, our students, the vibe, the energy was just top notch. And I was so excited that we were able to set the atmosphere for an amazing week, not only just for reigniting the flame for our alumni that come back to Albany State University, but also for our students who had, their first time experiencing homecoming and how we get down here at Albany State University. It was just, the love was all the way there. We also had our Iron Chef competition that I went to. Now, I grew up watching Food Network, so you can imagine, how excited I was to watch a real deal cooking competition in real life. And it was for our student athletes. Now, don't put me in that competition yet, because I know some of y'all be getting tired of, us ladies making Alfredo all the time and stuff like that. Gotta speak for myself. But honestly, I was so proud of our student athletes who cooked. The secret ingredient that they had to use was an eggplant, and they incorporated it in the meal and stuff, and it came out pretty nice according to our judges. And as some of you know, we had our host, Mr. Terrence J., who came and did the hosting for the competition, so it was really exciting to meet him and to get a quick interview with him as well. Now, we got into our homecoming convocation. Now, last year I wasn't able to get to the homecoming convocation, but this year, when I tell you the marching band was top notch, I mean, they have played amazing this whole season, and with the different sounds and actually like being there to see the dancers and all of them just perform together was absolutely phenomenal. We had Mr. Teddy Reese, Georgia representative. He also came to speak for our convocation. Great words of wisdom, telling us that we want to be the change that we want to see. Representation matters, and to come back to Albany State University and to continue to create legacies and to see our students get to the next level. He is all about it, and he wants us to do the same as well. And to kick off the amazing football game that we had yesterday for Albany State, our football players took that W and got a 7-3 against Tuskegee University, where our football team now holds a 5-0 in the SIAC conference. So we are so proud and beyond excited for what our football players have in store for Albany State University, where they are fighting to finish. Speaking on that, we have 2 interviews with Mr. Abraham Clinkscales, and we got Mr. Isaiah Morrison from the football team on the defensive line that will be here in about 10 minutes or so. So keep it locked in here on Real 92.7. You definitely don't want to miss that interview. And listen, guys, if you want to rewatch my shows, you can go to my YouTube. My name, Dasialanee, Dasialanee, and keep up with your girl. You know, we on the move. We only getting better. You know what I mean? You got to keep showing up, because if you don't show up, somebody else is going to show up and try to outwork you. But if you're showing up, hard work outbeats talent every time. This is Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio. You keep it locked in here on your favorite show, the Real 92.7. Real 92.7, Real Music, Real Talk, Real Radio, your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl, Dasialanee, and as you guys know, this month we are getting into I Am Fearfully and Wonderfully Made here at Albany State University, and I thought it would be an amazing idea to get our defensive line for the Albany State University football team to get on here, because they are making a major impact, pushing the metal to the pedal here at Albany State University. We got Mr. Abraham Clinkscales, who is reigning all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, and we have Mr. Isaiah Morrison, who reigns all the way from Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, Mr. Abraham over here got Student of the Month for our Albany State University, and we wanted to know how you felt, and with that recognition, how did that make you feel?
It was great, and it was just cool, like, to know that people are watching and different things like that. And it was just like, it came to a surprise to me, because I wasn't expecting anything, but it was real cool.
Now, you guys are upholding a winning streak of 5-0 in our SIAC conference, and with you being one of the leading captains for the football team for Albany State University, how does that pressure build you guys to continue to fight to finish for your season?
Well, ultimately, we hold high standards for ourselves. So, therefore, it goes into our preparation that pressure does not bust pipes, it makes diamonds.
Wow, that's major. And with that being said, they had an amazing game this weekend against Tuskegee University, where they were able to hold them off with a 7-3 points this weekend, and it was homecoming reigniting the flames. So I understand, you know, we had a lot of alumni, faculty, and staff out there to support you, the Ramleys. So what was going through you guys' head to make sure that you uphold this amazing season you guys have had so far?
So really, we just treat every game like a regular game. Like, no game is bigger than the next game. Like, we know it's a homecoming. We know a lot of people out here, a lot of alumni, but it's just like, we're going to treat every game like the same game. Like, we're just going to go out there, do the best we can, give maximum effort, and when we give maximum effort, we can't lose.
Absolutely. Now, with that being said, we know as a student athlete, the game doesn't just start on that day. It starts on that Monday when you show up to practice, when you guys show up to watch your film. So how do you guys prepare mentally and physically to make sure that you uphold the high standards that Albany State University is looking for in our student athletes?
Well, if you know thyself, you know your opponent. If you know your opponent well enough, they can't beat you. So that's the mindset we take into going into every week, is we get to learn our opponent, we get to know the ins and outs, and then we move accordingly.
Well, you guys definitely knew your opponent this weekend, and I love the vibe, being able to be on the sidelines and see how you guys warm up, how you guys just hype each other and motivate each other. You guys are like real family. So how does that play a factor in you guys this season as well, being able to hold this winning streak with faith?
It's just like, it give you another reason, like another why. Like, we always talk about whys and why we play, but it's like when we come together as family, like, everybody got family as their why. And we all family, so it's like we want to play for each other, we want to win for each other, we want to win a championship with each other. So it's just like caring for the next person, like you care for yourself. So,
and I definitely agree with him. And also, since we've been together for 3 years, the core of the team, there's a lot of trust and a lot of love in there. And we spend a lot of time together. We build a lot of relationships. So I have pride in playing hard for the person next to me.
And I love that, because like you said, you're not just only representing yourself, you're not just representing your school, but you guys being able to show up day and night and pushing the metal to the pedal to, again, perform to the highest level. We don't take that for granted, and we know a lot of energy is exerted when you guys are playing those games as well. With that being said, we know that your love for the sport didn't just start at Albany State University. So when in your childhood or high school did you know this is the dreams and aspirations that God has put on my heart, and I want to take this to the next level because we are speaking on how to steward your talents and gifts here at Albany State University.
Well, I've been knew like since I was little. I started playing like when I was like 4 years old.
Wow.
So it's like I always knew like my dad kind of like instilled like football into me at a young age, and it wasn't nothing forced. It was always me wanting to play. So it's like I've been knew that football was what I wanted to do.
And did you have like an athlete that you looked up to?
My dad and yeah, 'cause my dad he played at Albany State as well and coach here, and also Ray Lewis was somebody I looked up to a lot when I was younger.
And what about you?
So I'm a little different. I started playing football when I was 12. My older brother was playing, and it was just something for me to do to get closer to him. And then I started falling in love with it as I got closer to high school, and that's when I was like, okay, I could actually take this somewhere.
Right. Now, with that being said, we have a few of our student athletes who are here trying to figure out their major, but also learn how to balance their academic and athletic success. And you guys are doing well with that. So with you guys holding a winning streak, how are you guys able to still show up? I know I'm in the same mass communication department with Mr. Abraham. And what's your major?
Health and human performance.
So how are you guys able to take what you're doing on the field, but also apply it to your academic success?
Well, I ain't even gonna lie. Growing up, my dad told me if I don't get my grades together, I'm not playing football. So
That's
it's
real.
like I already that was the main thing that I kept in my head since I was I never had a problem with my grades because I always love to play football. So it's like you gotta take your love and put it into something else to get what you want to do and the other thing that you love. So it's like school it's not something that's it's super fun to me, but it's like I know I have to get it done, and I care about how I look on paper, like just how we care about how we look on film, like what we put on film, what other teams see when they look at us, what other people look at us. It's the same thing in the classroom. I care about how I look in the classroom. I care about what people think of me in the classroom, if that makes sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense because, representation truly matters. And I love how you said that you want to put your priorities first because, as you know, student first. I think sometimes, your love for the game, we can sometimes forget the real reason why we got here as well, to pursue our education, but also take our athletics to the next level. And what about you for health and human performance?
So for me, how you do everything, or how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So the same energy we're putting in on the field should be the same energy we put in the classroom. Because like you said, at the end of the day, we are students first before we're athletes. We're here to get a degree and get a championship ring. So we always keep that mentality and instill that into our team that, hey, we're here to get a degree on top of getting a ring.
Now, with that being said, what advice would you have for our students who are thinking about starting their fitness journey or continuing? Because, sometimes we hit this burnout area where we're still showing up, we're still staying consistent, but I don't see the results yet. And I know for each game, you guys are not just waiting for the end result, but knowing what's on the plate. You guys don't want to lose. You guys are looking to get your ring. So what advice would you give for student athletes who are thinking about their fitness journey?
This is a real main thing to me in my life is just especially going through it's a long season, especially when you've been playing for a long time, your body can get banged up and different things like that. And especially for somebody else that's just not starting, or when they don't see the progress as well as when they first start. It's like everything is just not starting, but it's about endurance. So it's like I went to church this past weekend and the pastor and it really spoke to me because that's something I'm going through right now. Is even though things get hard and things can look tiring, things can look like it's not going your way, endurance beats out skill. So it's like you can have skill, you can have this, but by week 5, by week 7, by week 8, if you ain't got no endurance, skill means nothing. So it's just, even though you don't see what you want to see right now, just know God's timing is always perfect. Don't look at the next person. Don't compare yourself to anybody. Your journey is your journey. You can't compare your journey to nobody else's journey. And make sure you always stay consistent and keep that endurance up in everything that you're doing. Find your motivation, find your why, and just keep it pushing. And at the end of the day, you can get what you want.
I'm so glad you said that because for me as a student athlete, as some of you may know, I do cross country, and it's a week after week after week endurance situation as well. And as you said, we have to learn how to fight through those challenges and those barriers because the circumstances will arise, the sufferings will arise. But as Abraham said, you can trust in God's divine timing that He sees the work that you're putting in day and night, and it will pay off. Now, what is your perspective on that as well?
Well, to piggyback off of endurance, we talk about suffering and how long the season is. In the book of Romans, it talks about the suffering you're enduring now won't compare to the glory later. So having that delayed gratification mindset
Yes.
of, okay, this might suck right now or this might be hurting right now, but in the end, it's going to be worth everything. That's
Absolutely.
my perspective on it.
And I know when you guys get your rings, because we're going to go ahead and put it in the atmosphere, that you guys are going to think about not just the hard work that you put in now, but what it took to get to that moment. And with that being said, again, what advice would you give for our students who are trying to navigate their purpose, but also, keeping up with their fitness as well? Because I feel like the two definitely play hand in hand. Especially, you have your personal life, you have your academics and your athletics. So how do you show up in the midst of circumstances and sufferings?
Again, I go back to thinking about my why. Like why, and I think about my why, my goals, and like my priorities and things like that, and my morals. So it's like when I talk about my morals, it's like what I believe in, and I won't veer away from what I believe in and what my goals are. And my why just keeps me going, keep me motivated and different things like that. When times get hard, and then I also think about my goals. I know like what my goals are. I know I want to be in life, and I know if I slack this day, it can push me back. It can hinder me from those goals. And our biggest enemy is ourselves. So it's like the only person that can stop us from going where we want to go is ourselves. So that's the main thing I just think about.
I definitely agree with him. And also for me personally, I worry about or I think about how much my teammates depend on me, and I can't let them down. So the minute I'm tired, the minute I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m., the minute I don't want to go an extra rep or do heavier weight, I think about how much more they need me. Instead of thinking about myself, I think about the person next to me. Like I know they're dependent on me on this play. So therefore, I have to put the extra work in. I have to do the bare minimum and then some. That makes sense?
One team, one goal. And with that being said as well, again, you guys are doing an amazing job on the field and off the field as well. But what does a day in a life look like for both of you? I know you do your content creation, very creative videos, and I want to know what you also do outside of student athletes as well. Being able to not just, balance athletics and academics, but also your personal hobbies, because you guys are more than just an athlete, of course.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm boring, bro. I don't do like a lot of things that a lot of other people do. I wake up 4 a.m, go to practice. After that, go back home, take a shower, go to class, get some food or whatever. And really, that it's really just.
That sounds like a peaceful day.
Yeah, it's like it's peaceful, but it gets to be a lot. But as far as hobbies and stuff like that, I like to go bowling.
Nice.
Bowling is like the main thing I like to do, and I also like to, the concentrating and different things like that. And I just like sitting outside for real, like just looking at weather. I mean, like looking at nature and different things like that. But other than that, I don't really.
You're a chill guy for real.
Yeah, I don't really do too much.
No, that's nice. What about you?
So, in agreement with him, yes, we wake up early, get ready for practice.
Y'all at the crack of dawn.
Crack of dawn, yes.
That's crazy.
We have our practice, and then after practice, I go back home, I shower, eat some food. I usually spend the early afternoon doing homework, going to treatment. Then we go back to football, and then after football, I'm a youth leader at my church, Hope City United.
Nice.
So then I tithe my time into there afterwards.
Wow, so again, I love how you guys are not just doing your part here at Albany State University, but you guys are also fearfully and wonderfully made off the field as well. Keep up the good work. And again, what is your mindset going into this second half of the semester? It is October 20th, so you guys still have a bit of your season left. So what is your mindset going into that?
Basically, just to keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
It's just like it's the second half of everything right now. We're going into our biggest game of the season right now. So
when is this game on November? Saturday. Benedict College. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Both 2 undefeated teams in the conference. So this is our biggest game, and this is like a championship set type of game. So it's just like we got the same mindset we done had since week 1. So it's like I feel like we don't veer away from that mindset. Keep putting forth energy and effort. Can't be beat. And chemistry. Our chemistry, I think, is the main thing that we done had that's different from the last couple of years. I feel like that's why our season looks different than the last couple of years. It's like our team chemistry is like we're playing for something. So we just got to keep that going, and everything going to play out how it's supposed to play out.
Definitely. No, I agree with him, yes. The second half of our season, I mean, in the mentality of, we talk about fighting to finish, right? Last year we didn't do a very good job of finishing the season, and it hindered us from our goals of going to the conference championship. Now we understand the assignment, we understand what it means to execute, and now we have to continue doing that because we have a good taste in our mouth from winning 6 games out of 7. We're not looking to slow down. And by any means necessary, we're not going to slow down. So if things aren't broken, why fix them? So we're going to continue on this wave that we got going on of doing things the right way, winning these games and representing the Lord in the right way.
Absolutely, and I'm super excited for you guys, and there's no doubt in my mind that you guys will not be nervous or, you guys know what to expect. You guys have learned how to grow through that discomfort, and it's going to show, and it is already showing, and they're going to continue to endure, as I said, and we are super excited. Again, you can catch them this Saturday at Benedict College on ESPN Plus. Do you guys know what time the game starts?
I think it's either 1 or 2 o'clock.
It's 1 or 2 o'clock, yes.
Well, you can keep up with their live stats this Saturday. And again, we have Mr. Abraham Klingscales and Mr. Isaiah Morrison. Keep up with them as well, as they are fearfully and wonderfully made here at Albany State University. This is Real 92.7. I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to do this amazing interview with me. And you're not just impacting me, but other students who also look up to you, and you guys are creating legacies and keeping the standard of excellence. This is Real 92.7. Real music, real talk, real radio. Keep it locked in with your girl Deja
Isaiah Morrison,
and Abraham Klingscales.
and we got more updates on the way. See you guys soon. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it.
Great job.
Yeah, that was actually great.
Real 92.7, real music, real talk, real radio. Your favorite choice on the FM dial. It's your girl Deja, and we have a very special guest, Miss Jada Goodman, who is the Lady Golden Rams soccer team player all the way from Colorado. And I was very intrigued when you came all the way from Colorado here to Albany, Georgia. So what was your journey here to Albany, Georgia?
So I grew up in Golden, Colorado. It's like 30 minutes outside the Denver area. And I always wanted to come somewhere down south.
Really?
So, yes, I always want to go down south. I love the warm weather.
Yes.
And I don't know, that always stood out to me. So when I started looking at colleges, the South was like my main. So my first school was in Mississippi, and then now I'm in Georgia. And yeah, when the coach reached out to me, I was just like instantly was like, yes, Georgia. Because my mom went to school in Georgia too.
Really?
Yes, so she went to Georgia Southern, so.
Wow, and Georgia Southern is about 3 hours from here. So with that being said, it was your dream to go to school here in Georgia. And coming from Mississippi, were you like nervous, or were you like, I know the preparations I've already made for this soccer team?
Yeah, I was nervous, but I think I was more excited. Like I was definitely, because I'm a sophomore, so kind of like those first year nerves were kind of done. And then I was just really excited to meet like new friends, new place, new people, coach, everything. I was so excited. And Albany looks so fun, so it's like...
No, you are definitely spot on. And as she mentioned, the weather here, at first it can be a little rocky, but as you know, the weather here in Albany, Georgia is a very smooth ride. Now, with that being said, it is October, and she has already highlighted a major accomplishment here at Albany State University. She was the Student of the Month representing the Lady Rams soccer team, and that is phenomenal, girl. Coming from all the way from Colorado and already like setting the standards high for yourself. And also for the team. So what was your mindset on that? Were you surprised, or were you like, oh my gosh, like we have so much in store?
Yes, I was very excited. Us as the team, like we've just been working really hard and trying to come to a new team and make an impact instantly. Like that was my goal. And just like seeing that I'm really like accomplishing all of those is like really nice. And just being recognized feels like really good. But yeah, I worked really hard, so I'm really happy.
So I want to know, was there like some summer training that went into this, or was it some fall training? Because I actually don't know too much about the soccer training, and I know you guys do a lot of endurance. So walk us through the practice process.
So the practice process, so the off season in summer, that's like really where you get to work. So during the summer, I would be running constantly, your sprint training, your summer packet we get. And along with that, I also played what's called WPSL. It's a summer league. It's a semi-professional league. So I did that as well on top of all of your other training and staying on top of it and staying fit, because when you come back for preseason, that's when you get tested on all of your fitness and everything. So just really preparing for that. So summer's probably the hardest part, and then you go into preseason, and that's also a big push. But yeah, you just got to stay fit for all of that. So yeah, summer training's definitely where I go the hardest, I would say.
Now, was this summer training all in Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
So what challenges? Let me ask. So when did you get the call to move to Albany State University?
So when I got the call, it was probably around, I would say March. It was either March or February where I kind of was really like starting to look here and going here. And then I took my visit here and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I like visited like the campus and it was so pretty. And I was like, this is really where I could see myself going. And then I told the Coach Jared, I was like, I am going to commit here. While I was here, I committed on the spot.
Wow.
So yeah, and then that's basically how that went from there. I was like, this is going to be my home.
That's crazy. I mean, being able to commit on the spot and knowing like the plan that you already have, so that gives me a better outlook on you saying, you know what, now that I made that commitment, I know as a student athlete what my goals and dreams and aspirations is, and going straight into summer training, doing that endurance work, staying fit. What challenges or mental barriers did you possibly face? Because mind you, you're moving all the way from Colorado, new spot, it's just crazy. So what was it like during that moment?
During that moment, I was really excited because I know how hard I can work and I know the effort I can put in, and I just trusted in that. But I was also very nervous coming in, like, what if I'm not going to be good enough? What if I can't keep up? But you kind of have to get past that mental barrier. And once you break that and you're like, you know how good you are, you know how much work you put in, it's kind of like that eases away all like the nervous jitters and everything. But another challenge was the altitude in Colorado. It's really hard to like run up there, or like if like one of y'all like went up to Colorado, you'd be like, oh my god, I can't breathe. Like the altitude is
it's
so
like up here.
Yeah. So coming down here, it's like I feel like I can run for days. Like,
are you serious?
Yes, it's so easy to run down here.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Because I do cross country, so I could imagine. Oh my god.
It would definitely be like a shock. But when I go home for like breaks and stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, it takes me a minute. I'm like, I can't breathe. But when I train up there, that's probably like what helps me the most, honestly.
So, you know, different environment, different setting and stuff. Now, with that being said, I saw again that you came from Mississippi. Now, did you have the same major in Mississippi, or did it switch when you got here?
Mine switched. My major did switch because now I'm in health and human performance because I'm looking to be a physical therapist.
Ooh, okay.
So, yes, that's what I want to do with that. But yeah, my major did change because at first I was thinking of like being an athletic trainer or something, but then like that kind of shifted. I was like, that's not what I want to do anymore. I like physical therapy is like really what sticks out to me. So
no, I'm so glad you said that, because for my segment, we're not only speaking on like I am fearfully and wonderfully made here at Albany State University, but we're also speaking on how hard work pays off, so enjoy it. So with you being able to, you know, be able to maneuver and pivot to, you know, something that you will wake up every day and be like, I genuinely love my job. This does not feel like a job. I'm glad that you found that early as a sophomore. Now, with that being said, what does your day in the life for Miss Jada Goodman look like here at Albany State?
So it depends what the day in the life would look like for me, because on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have weights at 6 a.m.
I'm with her at 6 a.m., y'all.
She's with me at 6 a.m. So a day in the life, let's do just like a Monday. So a Monday morning, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wake up, brush my teeth, get ready, go to class at 10, come back from class, usually eat, and then we have to be in the locker room around 3. So then I leave to go to practice. After practice, I'll usually go get something to eat, do my homework, come back, shower, go to sleep. Now, if it's a Tuesday when we got weights, that's when I wake up 5:20, get ready, go to lift. After lift, usually take my nap before my 9:30
I know
class.
that's right, girl. You gotta hit that nap. That power nap is everything.
Go to my 9:30 class. After that, I have a class at 11. And then by that time, I go to the calf, come back, take another quick nap.
No, for real.
Take another quick nap or do some homework, and then we'll leave for the fields, go to practice, come back, shower, go to bed.
Wow, so I see that you've incorporated a very healthy routine, which I understand, especially as a student athlete, how important those naps are. But also, I love how you incorporated eating well, because, you know, pushing your body to the limits each day. And as you know, even for weight training, like you still gotta, push your body to lift heavier and to, get stronger as well. So what is your favorite part of the day for being a student athlete?
My favorite part of the day, probably, I'm gonna say practice. Seeing my best friends, those are my best friends. Those are my girls. I love practice time. Like just being able to that's where I really feel like I relax, and I'm just like, I feel like soccer just kind of like makes everything, like if I'm stressed or whatever, when I'm at soccer, everything kind of just disappears. So that's probably like my favorite time of the day. And then of course, I'm with my best friend, so it's like makes it even better. But
No, I was actually telling one of my teammates that I've trained with for the past few years, and I told her, like, if it wasn't for y'all, I would not be out here running cross country, running all these miles.
Yes.
And I'm sure you can feel the same way because, your company that you keep truly makes a difference, especially as you know on them hard workouts. What does a hard workout look like for soccer? I'm curious.
So,
what does it look like?
A hard workout, so probably when we have to do the Man U, that's what probably kills me. So the Man U is, so a soccer field's 100 yards. So basically you have to do like a full sprint, the 100 yards in like 17 seconds, I think. And then you have to once you hit the line, you have to turn and jog back in to complete that minute. So then you turn back, jog back, and then you just keep going. And then the time starts to decrease. And then you have to do 12 of those. That was it's so hard.
That's insane.
Me. Yeah.
I actually grew up going to a lot of soccer games, and I used to be like, it's cool seeing y'all do the little trick stuff, but you guys also incorporate a lot of running back and forth.
Yeah.
So you guys are also setting up plays at the same time. So what does that look like on the field while y'all are doing that?
So on the field, what that's gonna look like, in your head, you just have to constantly be aware, constantly know what you're gonna do next, if you have a man coming on you, because usually I play the striker, I'm the 9, and I usually have 2 people on my back, the defensive line on my back at all times, so it's having to constantly check your shoulder, know what's going on, where you're gonna play next, all of that goes into it. Whew. And it's it's a lot. Yeah, your mind's you have to constantly be checked in. Yeah.
No, that honestly, I love how you said you have to be self-aware because
Always.
Me, I only just run, so you can imagine I'm really I feel like it's so different doing soccer because you say you're looking at the ball, then you're looking at your teammates, and y'all are setting up plays at the same time.
Lord, yes.
So walk us through a game-winning point that you've had in your career, and this can be high school or now.
Okay, so a game-winning point, I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll do it was my senior year of high school.
Nice.
So we were playing. It was an away game. Yes, it was an away game, and this was our rival school. So it felt so good. It was our rival school. So the score actually of the game, it was 0-0 the whole game.
Are you serious?
The whole game, 0-0. And it was the last 10 minutes. And I'm the striker, so I'm in the middle. And then you have your wing. So she's dribbling down the ball down the field. She gets the end line. She crosses it in. And then I do a volley off the cross and score it. And it was the best feeling
that's mad
ever.
Crazy.
It was the best feeling ever.
Especially the work that you put in and being able to show up in those times where it's like you said, 0-0, even if it's 1-3 or something knowing that you have to push all the way to the end. I can imagine the emotions were high.
Yes.
And it's such a good feeling. Trust me, I know how it feels to win. I love it so much, girl. And I know you probably feel that same way as well. But besides that, what advice, since we are speaking on hard work pays off, so enjoy it, what advice would you give to our students or student athletes out there who are working through these hard working seasons, trying to get to where they need to be?
I would just say, honestly, I would say never give up. That was my advice that gets me through everything, and trust the process. Trust the process is so important to me. I feel like I've lived by that my whole life, my whole soccer career. Trusting the process, just meaning even though it might not be going your way or not how you want, you just need to still put in that work, still keep working hard, keep your head up, because in the end, the outcome is going to be so much greater than what you're going through. So definitely just trust in that, and yeah, God has a plan and everything will work out. So.
Ooh, trust God's divine plan. And I'm so glad you said that because, championship for us, I don't know if you know, is like this Friday. Yes,
okay.
yes. And these past few days have been a little challenging as far as still showing up for academics and my athletics. And, I'm a senior too. So with you saying trust the process and never give up, it really is in the small details, like you said.
Yep.
And trusting the process can sometimes be hard. And how do you feel sometimes, when you may feel a little tired or you don't see the results yet?
Yeah, so like she said, juggling academics while being in a sport is very, very difficult. And basically, on those days, some days you're not gonna feel like doing it. I know, for me as well, some days I don't feel like going to practice, I don't feel like going to weights. But just finding that, I get to do this.
Yes, gratitude.
Saying? Gratitude.
That is so real.
That is what really keeps me going. I get to do this. Some girls aren't fortunate enough to be able to do what we do. And being able to wake up and go do what you love is just so amazing. So.
No, finding the joy in the suffering. That is so real, girl.
Yeah.
Now I want to ask, what is your favorite post-game meal or pre-game meal?
My favorite post-game meal is Wingstop.
Oh my God, Wingstop, are you serious?
That's me and my girl's favorite, yes.
No, that is so real. It's so good to eat so good after your game is over, your race. No, I'd be looking forward to them post-game meals. I like Chipotle. I like wings too.
Chipotle is a good one too.
Yes, and I be getting my Sprite after I'm done with my race and stuff. But the leading up to it, you gotta stay well and all that stuff.
Yes.
But I am so glad that you're able to join me on my show. This is Miss Jada Goodman. You guys can keep up with her. What are your social media?
So my Instagram is Jada_Goodman2. And that's it, right? I just have Instagram, so.
Okay, well, you guys can keep up with her live stats. She's doing an amazing job here in her soccer career, representing for Albany State University soccer team, but also making an impact not just for herself, but for future soccer players to come. You guys can definitely look up to her. She is making a remarkable change here at Albany State University. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and continue to keep up the good work, girl, and keep that positive spirit. You don't find that every day. Be the light that you want to see in this world. This is Real 92.7. It's your girl, Deja
and Jada Goodman.
And we'll see you guys on the next interview. See you guys soon. Oh, thank you so much.
Yes, that was so cute.
That was
oh my
so much
God.
fun. You are